Hi and welcome. I'm Danette Kubanda, and joining me today for a very special Skype interview is America's time management expert, Shari McGuire. She's the author of 101 Simple Tips to Shrink Your Work Week and Conquer the Chaos in Your Life. Thanks so much for being here, Shari.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So, Shari, you're here to share with us how to minimize our work schedules while we maximize our fun. Why is it so important?
Well, so many people are working 60 to 70 hours a week, doing one job or multiple jobs, and not getting to spend the precious time they want with their family. And I'm here to share with you how you can use the same tips that I use to put 1,200 hours back in my year.
1,200 hours. Wow, that's quite a significant number. So what's the first step? How do we get started?
Well, the first step is what I discovered to be the secret to shrink your work week. When you get clear on why you want to work fewer hours, it's so much easier to make those choices that you need to make about how you're going to manage your time. So, for example, with my son, I wanted to get to his karate lessons and I needed to leave work earlier, and I backed up my work schedule to make it happen.
So it's really important to kind of have a goal in mind for what you're going to do with those extra hours you save.
It is important, or else you're just never going to do it. You're going to fill your time with laundry and things that really just don't matter.
Right. Okay. So, how do you go about minimizing your work schedule, though, when you've got so much to accomplish during your job?
That's a really good question, because what you can do is you can actually monitor your schedule for a week. So take a sheet of paper or journal. It doesn't need to be fancy. Mark your time down in 30-minute increments for the next week, from when you get up to when you go to bed at night. And if you miss a period of time, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Just get the basics down and then begin to look at that and find those blocks of time where maybe you answer emails every hour on the hour, and you could just set up some time 2 times during the day to check your email and be far more efficient.
Interesting. Okay. So that's going to kind of block out your time, but how do you get that same amount of work done in that shorter time frame?
So the other thing that you can do is find those big rocks. We've heard of the big rocks before, the most important things that need to get done, and schedule them into your calendar. So for example, if you're in sales and you know that you need to make 3 hours of sales calls a week, set up on Tuesday morning and Thursday afternoon, an hour and a half each of those days, blocks of time when you can make those calls. When the appointment comes up, respect it and actually honor that appointment, and you will get those things done in your day instead of finding yourself late at night wishing you had made those calls.
Great. Well, so it's important, to find extra time during your work day, but how do you also find the extra time to have some fun?
It's interesting. I actually found that we don't find time, we create time. And that came about with my son when he was younger. He would always ask me, well, what day of the week is it, Mommy? And what day is it? And so I finally decided to put a calendar together for him with these pictures and a couple words to help him begin to learn how to read. And we would sit down at the beginning of the month and create this. And what I found was we had a plan now, and we would put activities on there, and we get far more done. That's a lot of fun for us as a family than if we didn't have that plan.
So you kind of structure your work life, but you should also prioritize your fun as well.
You should, and I'm not saying you have to prioritize every second of your life, but if you have some general concepts in there, and if you know you want to get to the zoo, let's put it on the calendar, because you're far more likely to get to it than if you don't.
And how many times have we said to a friend, we should do lunch, let's get together, and yet it never happens?
Absolutely, and my husband and I found at the end of one year we didn't get together with our friends, and the next year we sat down with our calendar and called our friends months in advance and planned date nights with those friends.
Someone's got to take the initiative. It might as well be you when you're working on your schedule. Thanks so much. These are such great tips, Shari. And if you want to find out more about Shari, her book, 101 Simple Tips to Shrink Your Work Week and Conquer the Chaos in Your Life, visit her website at shrinkyourworkweek.com. Thanks.
Thank you.